Alright, so today I'm going to show you guys how to get a couple of cool things. First, we are going to start with the Sword of Night and Flame. Pretty easy to get, really early game like savior, especially for those who have never played a Souls game before. But what you're going to want to do is go to the northern part of the map, above the Larinia Lakes, and go to the manor. You don't have to beat Godric to do this. You can actually go all the way around. If you have beaten Godric, that's cool, but you don't need to at all. You can just simply go around, go through this little hidden path and everything, and follow this up the left, through the lake, and all the way up to the main Caria Manor. Now, when you go up there, you are going to find EG. He's an awesome blacksmith. And you will also have to run off of the road to reach this grace site, because it's going to shoot out these yellow things, like these beams of light. However, once you get inside, it is much, much worse than the beams of light. You now have to watch out for these creepy, like, spider hand things. See those little finger? Yep, pops right there, and yeah, they're no fun. They will grab you if you're not a high enough level yet. It will one-shot you with ease. Yeah, I just don't recommend it at all. So keep on to the left-hand side, follow the wall up, avoid all of the spider guys, especially this big dude. He's gonna shoot something out with his ring. You can easily dodge this though. It's pretty slow moving, but if you do get hit by it, it explodes and puts like a little ring around you. And then he can inflict more damage on you. I just don't even try to fight them. I am overpowered to be in here. There's another grace site for you, but just keep running. Go to the right and then come over here, down this, and go left. Once you've gone left, you're going to keep going, and you're going to turn right at this pillar. And now this is the last pillar that you need to go to, and there's usually a bunch of writing on the ledge there, but you jump down. Make sure you jump. If you don't jump, you will die. And then you're going to keep going straight down. Drop there, and just like that, you're going to slide down the ladder, and you have the sword, because it'll be in this chest. I already have it, obviously, because it's equipped, but it's pretty cool. Mine's +9 because I've leveled it up a bunch. They did nerf it in one of the most recent patches, which is kind of crappy, but if you power it up, it's still pretty good. Yeah, I don't know what to say about it more than that it carried me through the first initial parts of this game with relative ease, even after the patch. At least long enough for me to get an even better weapon. So I'll go ahead and show you guys how this does against a group of enemies, and if you're early game, those trolls are not the funnest thing to fight. But with this, even if you level it up just with a couple somber smithing stones, I think it's going to make a huge difference. Just like that. So easy, so simple. 2 hits. And that's with the beams. There is also a flame that you can charge. So to do this, you hold L2 and then hit R1 or R2. R1 does this one, R2 does the flame. Don't get hit by these guys like I do. I also am extremely overpowered for this area, but just to show you the damage that it can do and its moves. Once you get into later game zones, this sword doesn't work quite as well. It's kind of a use by case weapon for me. But as you can see, it is still pretty effective. if you're not in the later game and mid-game areas. I tried to use it in the capital, and it worked for some things. Just a few. Okay. Moving on. I'm going to show you where to get one of the most overpowered spells in the game. And by that, I mean Swarm of Flies. Now, I already have this equipped, so most of the stuff that you will see isn't actually there, but you will need to gain access to this area by doing the Bloody Finger quest, where you have to invade other people's stuff. And you can find that after you get Godric defeated. You come back to the first steps, Grace Site, you talk to that guy that you talked at the very beginning, that tells you your maiden list. All that, he's going to take you up in the lake zone, and then you'll be able to get a seal from him after completing all of the quest line to come over into like the Kaled underground region and just keep running. So you don't have to fight anything, which is good, but if you do try to fight something, it's probably going to one-hit you. So run down here, jump off this cliff, hop on your horse, and let's skedaddle. Now you're going to want to stick to the right-hand side here, because these red dudes with the horns summon these giant skeletons, and they are awful. I'm a high level, and they will still one-hit me. So there is an Ash of War in that cave, but if you keep going to the next cave, you will find your Swarm of Flies. It's really that simple. But you have to finish the Bloody Finger quest line and the invasions. I believe you have to do 3 invasions on other players. You don't even have to win them. You can literally go in and jump right back out and just do it, 3 times in a row. Go talk to the guy again. He'll give you, well, he's going to take your finger first, and then he'll eventually give you a seal. So just remember to expend all of his dialogue every time you talk to him. Now this is a cool spot too, because it's kind of a bonus if you're going to get the Swarm of Flies and you've never been here. This is a really good farming zone for runes. Now, a lot of people have made videos on this. I don't think I need to really explain it. If you don't know, you don't know. Look it up. You'll find it. But now we have the Sword of Night and Flame. We have the Swarm of Flies. We're going to be able to do some serious damage on enemies. So, this next spell that I'm going to show you how to get is going to come in really handy in a couple late game areas. And I will show you those areas. But you're going to go to the Heart of Aeonia if you have it. If you don't, there's one right above it, which is, I believe, Inner Aeonia. What you're going to be doing here is getting the spell Night Maiden's Mist, which is absolutely the best crowd killing spell I think there is to offer. It makes easy work of some pretty tough mini bosses, but if you have Swarm of Flies, this makes it super easy. Take your Swarm of Flies, punch the ground if you want to, and start launching them out and just spamming that button. Literally stay on my horse the whole time. I don't even have to move. Look at that damage add up. So once you've killed the dog, you come up here and you talk to this dude. You're going to talk to him. He's going to tell you to go on a quest and to kill this one guy to get a needle. Once you go get the needle, you're going to bring it back to him. Where you're going to kill the guy is right back down where I spawned, which is the Heart of Aeonia. If you haven't killed the guy yet, you won't have that, so you'll be in Inner Aeonia, but yeah, you can come this way. Now this guy isn't actually too hard to beat, especially if you already got the Swarm of Flies. If you don't have the Swarm of Flies, he may be a little bit harder. I pretty much cheesed him with it, so he will drop the needle and give you a cool sword. He summons a bunch of little skeleton guys, so be careful of that. if you do try to fight him. You can also cheese him and bring him out of his zone towards a grace site as well. So once you're done with that, if you didn't die, you won't have the dog up here anymore, which is cool. Come back to him, give him the needle, talk to him, go through all of his dialogue, and then he's going to tell you to leave. When he tells you to leave, you can go do something and then come back later, or you can come find the Church of Plague, which you're going to need to find if you haven't found it. You're going to go to the Church of Plague, and you're going to talk to the girl that is not on my screen anymore because I already completed this quest. But she's going to be down here missing an arm, bleeding, and riddled with scarlet rot. All you do is give her the needle once you've gone back to the shack, and she will sew up her arm, and then she'll kind of go through some dialogue. Then you can come back to the Swamp of Aeonia, or the Heart of Aeonia grace site, and go back to the shack, talk to the guy, and he's going to allow you to buy the Night Maiden's Mist. Now you will have to defeat the dog again, but if you got the swarm of flies from earlier, you're going to be just fine. You're not going to have to worry about anything ever again when it comes to these dogs. As long as they don't see you. Just don't trigger them. Because, as you know, they are fast SOBs. And they bite very hard. Punch the ground, like I said, just for good measure. And just like that, you've killed another dog. Come up and talk to him. He's going to let you study sorcery. And there you go, Night Maiden's Mist. There's also that Night Shard, which is pretty great, but it's not as powerful as like the Glintstone, but it is much faster, which is pretty great. Now, to show you the effect of how strong this spell really is, we're going to go into a late game zone that is absolutely redonkulous to try to fight these guys any other way. If you've fought a Crystal Cave boss yet, you know that these guys aren't particularly hard, but they are tough at first. And if there's 3 of them in a very small confined space, it makes it that much worse. So here we have 3 high-level Crystal Guardian Knight things. And we're just going to spam the Night Maiden's Mist. And you can charge it. And throw it down. And look at that. They don't know that I'm here. They don't know that they're dying. They're just slowly fading away into the mist. Now it takes a little bit, but it works. And it is very effective. You can use this on all sorts of NPCs and bosses. And the trick to it is, though, if you have something really slow moving that hits hard, this is something you would probably want to use. If it's really fast, like the Godskin Duo, don't use it. They won't stay in it for very long. It's just it's a clusterfuck. It really is. So just like that, we're taking out bad guys over and over again. And if you have gotten this far in the game, there is a nice reward in that chest, but you're going to need this Night Maiden's Mist. Well, that just about does it for this video today. Remember to like and subscribe, and follow me for some more Elden Ring tutorials.